When I encounter a positive customer experience, I want to share it with the world. I want everyone to know what an amazing company this is. But when I encounter a negative customer experience, I don't really want to mention the company's name, especially if it's a small business. And the reason is simple. Because most small businesses that provide, let's call them poor customer experiences, do so not because they're evil companies or because they want to, but because in many cases they don't know how to provide a better customer experience. They don't have the resources or the skills to do so, or they're just not aware that the experiences they're providing aren't very good. Either way, I don't want to call them out because small businesses have a hard enough time succeeding today as it is. I don't want to be the guy to sink them. Now, when I encounter a negative customer experience from a small business, I generally go back to that business, as I would any company of any size, and explain the situation and ask if they can help make things right. And 9 times out of 10, they will do that. But occasionally I will encounter a business that will tell me, sorry, we're not going to make things right because we just don't want to. Now, as far as I'm concerned, this opens the door to me letting the whole world know about this experience and this company and calling them out. So here's the situation. So my son, who's going to school in London, Ontario, a couple hours from where I am in Toronto, had a cracked windshield and he needed to get it replaced. So he reached out to me asking, Dad, what do I do? And I looked online and found some local glass places and I said, okay, just go to one of these. It's part of a chain. Their service will probably be good. Their pricing will be fair. Just go there. Now, I didn't go through insurance because the deductible was going to be higher than the price of the windshield. So I said, just do it and I'll pay out of pocket. So he went to a local glass shop, Uniglass Plus, which in Canada is part of the Z-Bart organization. He was quoted $957 with tax to replace the windshield. He called me up and he's in a fluster. He didn't know what to do. I said, okay, fine, just do it. Just go ahead and do it. Put it on my car. I'll take care of it. But a few hours later, I gave it some thought and that price seemed excessively high. And having been in the auto industry, specifically the glass industry, for over 10 years, something just didn't sit right with me. So I called around to some other glass dealers in London, Ontario, and got pricing for the exact same windshield for the exact same car. And guess what? They were all less. Even other Uniglass shops, they were less as well. How could this be? How could all of these places charge lower prices except this one shop? Now, if you're thinking that they could jack up the price for a 19-year-old kid because clearly he didn't know anything about windshields or cars or pricing or anything, well, that's what I thought too. So I called up the shop and spoke to a guy named Dennis, and he explained to me that he used different software when quoting my son than he would for other people. And because of this, the price was higher. And then he said, and I couldn't believe this, he goes, I'm not trying to rip off your son. It was just because of the software. I explained to him that I didn't care. As a customer, I don't need to know about what software you use. I just think that you overcharged because everyone else was less. And the amount that he overcharged, by the way, came out to about $280. So Dennis tells me he's going to speak to the franchise owner and get back to me and see what we can do to fix the problem. The next day I speak to Dennis, and what does he tell me? He said, well, we didn't do anything wrong because it was the software, but in a show of good faith, they'll split the difference with me. So instead of giving me back the $280, they'll give me back $140. So this is where I have to ask, Dennis, what the hell are you thinking? What goes through your head? And as for the franchise owner, some mysterious figure named Dan, who doesn't talk to any customers apparently, all he does is drive around making deliveries. What are you thinking? Do you really believe that you can rip off a customer? And yes, that's what this is. This is a $280 ripoff. You ripped off my son and in turn ripped me off for $280 for the exact same product that everyone else is selling for much less. And you're blaming it on software. And then when you get called out on it, all you do is say, well, I'll split the difference with you. Like you're doing me a favor. You're not doing me a favor at all. You are still screwing me over. Now with a crappy little shop like this, maybe you need the money. Maybe business isn't so good. I mean, heck, you know what? If you need your $280 to make next month's rent or payroll, well then fine. You know what? Keep the $280 because looking at this shop, I don't know how long you're going to be in business for. Now, not only what you did was immoral, unethical, and poor service, it's also illegal. You see, you can't charge different prices to different people for the same product and service. It's against the law. But you don't care about that. All you care about is holding on to every penny you can get. And I have to wonder, if you pulled this crap with my son, I can only imagine how many other people come into your shop who clearly do not know anything about cars, windshields, pricing, or anything. And you start salivating, licking your chops to see how much more you can charge them. So Dennis and Dan, in your crappy little shop in the middle of London, Ontario, I hope you enjoy the $280. Use it to pay some expenses, make payroll, maybe go out, have a party, few drinks on me. Hey, whatever it is, that's your money and you can keep it. But I guarantee you this, I am going to be sharing this story not only on social media, but it is going to be an incredible case study. I'm going to share this in writing, I'm going to share this from the stage, and I'm going to share it in interviews. Whenever somebody wants to know an example of terrible customer service, you will be the star of the show. So thank you to Uniglass Plus and Z-Bart for giving me material that is worth way more than $280.